domains. Okay, so whenever we are giving an access to any worker, so the worker should belong to any of the security group, and from the security group we give them the access to the respective domain policy or the business process security policy. And then we give them like whatever the domains or the business processes that the worker should be able to use it. Okay, suppose for example, suppose personal data is the functional area. Okay, and maybe we want to give certain information like maybe the contact emergency contacts of the employees. Okay, we want to assign HR partner who has recently joined our organization, and probably we want to give her the access of the personal data of the employees. Now where should we go? We should go to the respective functional area first, then we should go to the domain. Okay, and then we should go to the domain security policy, and in that domain security policy we will be assigning it the various tasks or various data that the HR partner is supposed to view. Okay, similarly with the business process. Now whatever, so what is the difference between domain and business process? Domain is something that what tasks we can see. Okay, what are the tasks that we can see it in Workday. Okay, and whatever data that we can see or whatever tasks that we can perform, okay, related to the data, that is the domain I should say. Okay, the business process is more of the action oriented, so that means whatever actions that we can perform. Okay, so basically like any kind of approvals, any kind of routing, see you can see the actions: approval, cancellations, corrections, rescind option, mass actions. Okay, all these are nothing but these are the action oriented processes. Okay, so whenever we have to give an action oriented process, we have to go to the business process, and in the business process again we have to go to BP security policy. Okay, I'll use the term BP, it means for the business process security policy, and there again we have to give the security groups. Now in domain we also have the child security policies. Okay, few of the domains have the child security policies. So once we give them access to the parent domain, the child policies will automatically get inherited. Okay, but in case of business process, if we give them access to the parent domain, it doesn't inheritance doesn't follow. Why it doesn't follow? Because we have to go to every sub process. So that means suppose in case of hire is a business process. Okay, we want to assign, there are various steps, right? Propose compensation, then again onboarding, I mean the compensation review. Okay, then yeah, probationary period, add the probationary period, etc., etc. Okay, now these are the various actions. So in case if we want to assign a security group to the business process, we have to go to the various sub process and then only we will be assigning. So inheritance doesn't follow in BP, but it follows in domain. Now I'll go back to this where is that? Yeah, this is the diagram that we are basically following. Okay, now in the last class, if you have seen, we have seen few of the functional areas, and also I have given you one assignment also where I asked you guys to go through the functional area, any three functional area, and check the domains. These are the subdomains. Okay, subdomains is basically what are the different child items, okay, under that particular domain. Okay, so these are called the subdomains. So in case of, see how it works is, generally whenever we are creating a company or cost center, we have seen that we have created a supervisory organization, we have created cost center, company location, etc. Okay, so once an employee joins a supervisory organization, we have to assign a role to them. Okay, now whatever the roles are, so suppose as I said just now that the person is joining as a HR partner, suppose. Okay, now HR partner is nothing but it is a role. Okay, so whatever security we assign to a role, that becomes a role based security. Now in other one, in case if there is a user who has joined as a user, that means user based security groups are mainly assigned to individual workers. Okay, individual people. They are not assigned to any role. These are not role specific. Okay. So once we, as I said, once the company, once a member joins a supervisory organization, he is assigned a role. Okay. Now this role is again assigned to a role based group. Okay. Now in the role based group, we give them the security policy. So we go to the respective the functional area, and then we give them whatever data that we want to create, or we want to go to the BP, business process security, and we want to give them whatever task that they are supposed to perform. Okay. Now today's chapter will basically, we will understand what how to create a role based security group and how to create a user based security group. Okay. But let me just complete the slide in case if there is some information. So examples of functional area. Okay. So there, these are few of the examples. You can just probably take a look, like how it looks like. So these are the various under human capital management. These are the various example of functional area: benefits, talent and performance, absence management, manager or employee self service. And under finance again, accounting and expense are the various functional areas. Okay. Now security group, given access to the security groups. Okay, how to security groups, that we will see now. Okay. Now these are the see, this is the functional area. This is the given the description also: set up, maintain and report on names and contact information such as the addresses, phone numbers and email addresses. Okay. In what are the domains that it includes? All the 50, these domains, like person data, emergency contact. Let me just show you once again. Yes, in the last class also I showed you, but I'll just show you once again. See, these are the various domains under the functional area. Okay. Now, I will go to something which is little less complicated. Maybe personal data. Mm, 1 minute. I'll just go to personal data emergency context. Okay. Let me just see something else. I want to show you a few things. See, under this personal data domain emergency context, there are domain, that is personal data emergency context, home address, and personal data emergency context work address. Okay. So these are nothing but these are also called the child domains. Okay. Now if I go to this magnifying glass over here, I will just try to open it in another tab. What is this? It tells us this is nothing but the domain security policy. Now suppose the HR partner who has joined our organization